Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome back to another weekly forecast and review. My name's Dion, and today I'm going through all the trades I took last week and what I feel like, all the trades I think I'm going to take this week. So let's get right into it. We're starting off with AU trade 1. This is on the 2-hour time frame, as you can see. So pretty much what I've been doing recently is taking a screenshot of before and after the trade that I take, just so that just for documentation purposes. So this is a trade that I entered, and I'm going to briefly explain it. So price has been ranging between these two zones that I have highlighted in orange. Now this area here, you can see there was a very strong dip into this orange zone and then a very strong candle coming back up. I'll try and zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. But yeah, strong dip in, strong, it came out, strong rejection. Then I saw price consolidating for a little bit. We saw another big push up, and I entered long. Now the reason why I entered long is because this is obviously a strong support. We saw a strong rejection to that support, and AU is on a long-term uptrend. So we'll put those two things together. Long-term uptrend and a strong rejection of a support. So for me, that was like, okay, that makes sense to go long, especially because we are like in a zone, in an area of consolidation. We're not like trending at the moment. You can see price action is very choppy. It's going up and down, up and down. It's stuck in this area. So usually how I like to handle this situation is that when price is ranging between two zones, at the support I buy, at the resistance I sell. It's just very textbook stuff. So that's what this trade was, very textbook. Now, I also have this weekly level drawn on, and I was thinking, okay, if I enter long, is that really going to give me an appropriate risk to reward ratio since, this resistance is so close? But the thing is, I wasn't looking at that resistance. I don't see this as a major area of support or resistance. It is just an area to keep in mind. So, like, the important areas for me is this resistance and this support. Now, going over to the next slide, we can see there were two strong rejections to this weekly level, and that is sort of that's when I pay more attention to that weekly level pretty much, because when I see two rejections to that weekly level, it's no coincidence. There is something happening there. This horizontal ray, which I drew on, is where I ended up cutting price, or stopping the trade. So prices, like, my stop loss was rolled to break even, and then I took it at a break even when I saw price rejecting this area, just in case. But once I saw it rejected again and then saw this sort of price action, I stopped the trade. So a little bit of profit, but when it's just like small amount of profits, for me, I just call it break even. So first trade of last week was a break even trade. Now, second trade we have here is on GA. So you might be thinking, and especially if you're subscribed to my channel, oh, Dion, I don't think you trade, I thought you don't trade GA. I thought you only exclusively stick to AU. Well, things have been different over the past few weeks. I feel like I'm at the part in my trading career now where I'm done with just sticking to one pair. I feel like I don't want to use the word mastered the pair, but I feel very comfortable with AU now. I have the key levels and all that. It's in my head. I understand the pair. I'm very familiar with it. So I feel like it's time for me to start experimenting with other pairs. Time to bring, just experience new pairs, see what there is, and yeah. So this is on GA. I'm going to break this down real quick. This is on the weekly time frame. If you're new to the channel, I do prefer swing trades, or I don't really do intraday trades very often anymore. I don't think I have for a while. But pretty much this is on the weekly time frame. We see an ascending trend line here. We saw a strong drop off from this resistance. And from there, we broke down through the trend line, and then we were sort of consolidating a little bit. We formed a top here. You can also say I guess it rejected here, but we saw a top, and then I saw this second touch of the resistance as the double top. So for me, when I first, not when I first started trading, maybe towards the beginning of the year when I first did my FTMO challenge, which I failed the second stage of, this was the strategy which I was relying on mostly, which is following the trend. I think it's called counter trend line trading or something. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the names, but pretty much if price is on an overall downtrend and then it forms an ascending trend line, so going against the long-term trend, and then it breaks that counter trend line, that's like a strategy that I used to use quite often. And this was a very textbook one. So we saw price is in an overall downtrend. We saw ascending trend line being formed, which is just a form, or it's just a pullback, right? It's just a pullback. We saw strong rejections to this area here, which was strong enough to break through this ascending trend line. And price didn't have strength to break through it. We saw, lower lows, lower highs being created. Price was messing around here, double top. So for me, that's, we got three confluences here. Overall downtrend in the long term. We have the break of the ascending trend line, which is a counter trend line. And then we have a double top being formed below the trend line. So those are three strong confluences for me to go short. Now, this trade I'm probably going to be in for a while because, this is on the weekly time frame, and it will probably take a while for price to make its way down to my target or even to the next key area, which will probably be around here. I don't think this trade, I'm still in this trade, so I don't have an after. This is just the before. It's a trade I'm still currently in. Now trade 3, this is also on AU, and this is on the 15-minute time frame. So I didn't get a separate entry and exit screenshot. This is both of them combined together. So let me see what happened here. Okay, weekly level, I saw multiple rejections. I mean, even though it did break above, when I see price break above, hover around a little bit and come back down, for me that is a rejection. A rejection doesn't need to be like a single wick of a candle. If I see price action make its way up and then come back down, and because it can't form higher highs and higher lows, for me that's a rejection. So I saw multiple rejections to the weekly level. Saw price come down, make its way up. Here we go. We have 1, 2, 3, like we have this area here, price couldn't break above that, so we're making now lower highs, and then we started forming lower highs, lower lows, and I entered somewhere around here. Sometimes it's a little bit inaccurate where in regards to like where this shows I entered, if that makes sense. So I probably entered here because I couldn't have entered anywhere here. All price was up here, so I probably entered here on the big push down. So what happened here? We came into slight drawdown, came all the way down. I saw price form this double bottom, and you can see here I didn't really like this double bottom, especially because it was a higher low slightly. It's a higher low, and with AU we are in an overall uptrend anyway. So when I saw that, this is where I decided to pull out, where you see the horizontal ray. Another trade, I'd say, what was this, like a 0.5% trade? I can't exactly remember, but yeah, 0.5%, something like that. Not the best trade, and I feel like I could have handled this trade better. I don't have another screenshot, but price did end up making its way back down. I don't think it came down to 0.77, but it did make its way down, and I could have made quite a bit of a profit. Now, the best way to handle this trade, well, not the best way to handle it, but for me, if I was to like journal about this trade, what I would have told myself is, hey, instead of cutting the trade, just set the stops to break even and then leave it to run. If I get stopped out, who cares? I didn't lose any money, and yeah, by setting my stops to break even, I would have still at least let the trade have a chance to make its way down, but instead I got scared and pulled out. So that's a very slight thing I need to work on with my trade management, but I feel like it's not anything hard to correct on. It's just, pay attention to the price action, and maybe if I had more confluences, like for example, if price started making higher highs and higher lows in this area, then maybe it would be a good idea to pull out, but it didn't. All it did was it made a very slight higher low, and then price didn't even make a higher high, but I still took the trade out. So for me, that's bad trade management. I feel like I could have handled this a bit better, and yeah, those are my reasons. So this is on the dollar index. So the dollar index and the Aussie dollar are inversely correlated, which means that when one of them moves up, the other moves down. They move opposite directions. So you can see here in my notes, selling pressure equals pushing AU up. I see lower lows and lower highs. We saw a strong rejection multiple times to this resistance. Saw it again here, forming the lower high. So for me, I thought from this rejection here that we were going to make our way down. And now by making our way down, what would that do for AU? It would push it back up. So for this is the trade 3 confluence. So you can see this is trade 3. So if the DXY, the dollar index, is heading down, that would push AU up. So I saw the double bottom being formed here, and then I saw price action on the dollar index telling me, because it was going down, it was going to indicate, hey, price might actually make its way back up and start making its, it might not continue dropping. So that was another reason why I pulled out the trade, because I did see what happened on the dollar index. So this is a trade which I took today, and this is on gold. To keep it short, pretty much I saw strong rejections, 1, 2, 3 to this resistance. We broke through a key area, which is, this horizontal black line. We broke through this support, and now I saw price retesting the support, the resistance. I saw price retesting this old support as a new resistance. And because I saw that, I'm entering short to the next level. Now this is on a smaller time frame. This is on the 2 hour. If I zoom out, you'll see why I decided to do this. So here we go. This is on the larger time frame. This is on the daily. This is a pretty common pattern here. This is a triangle pattern, prices making lower highs but staying at the same low. So I think it's called, I don't know what it's called. I don't know the names of these patterns. I just understand what it looks like and what it means. So we saw a strong break out of the descending trend line here, which was acting as a resistance. We saw a heavy rejection to the resistance also here, the horizontal one. Couldn't break through. I feel like if price wanted to, it would have made its way up to this level, rejected this resistance before a strong drop, but it couldn't even make it there. We had the strong drop around this resistance. So I entered short. Currently, this trade is doing pretty well, I think. I will go over that when I'm going through the charts. But pretty much those are the trades which I took last week, and 2 of those trades which I am still currently in. So let's go through the forecast for the week. So here we have AU on the daily time frame. We had a strong rejection to this area here. We couldn't break through the weekly level, so price made its way down through this support and then straight away right back up. So what that's telling me, this is a strong rejection to the support. It doesn't mean price will go up. It's just indicating that price probably won't, more than likely won't. I didn't really do too much with AU today because price action was a little bit choppy. It's very slow today, actually. This has pretty much been the whole day. Price has done nothing. There's no volatility in the market with AU, so I'm just leaving it. I have no idea. Price is consolidating at the moment. It's technically making lower lows and lower highs, but I am overall bullish on AU, so I'm leaving this pair alone. And that's also why I'm moving over to other pairs as well, so that when AU is doing nothing, I can trade something else. Dollar index, what we can see here is strong rejection to the resistance. It looks like we're coming back up to, well, I don't know what it's going to do here, but I feel like if it forms a lower high, so if it, if there's a big candlestick to the upside, or if we see a rejection to this area here, if it comes up and bounces off there, I don't think it will. Personally, I feel like it will reject this zone, and if it continues its way down, then that will give me an indication that AU might be on its way up, because as I said earlier, the pairs are inversely correlated. You can see here a little wick, but this is on the 4 hour, so I'm gonna not really pay too much attention to this. I'm more focused on gold and other stuff at the moment. So here we have gold. This is the current trade I'm in. I'll go into the 15-minute time frame so you can see what's up. So yeah, just like I said, price was rejecting the resistance here, and then price fell down. So I do have my targets set pretty far down. This is going to be a big trade. But yeah, I mean, price is doing alright. You can see it is making lower lows, lower highs, but this is on the very small time frame, the 15-minute. I care more about the daily and the 4-hour. So let's go back out here. I feel like, I have my targets, like my first profit target at the bottom of the body of the last candle. So here, that would give us a what to what ratio, a 1 to 1.5 ratio. That's not bad, but still could do better. But yeah, so I'm gonna see what price does. It currently looks like a very strong rejection to this resistance. I can't really do too much. Price hasn't made enough price action for me to make a decision on how to manage this trade or what actions I can take. Now GA, this is the trade which I am still in. We can see that, yeah, we had the strong rejection on the daily candle here. We came up, and then we had another one come right back down. Not really a bearish engulfing candle, but the fact that it rejected this area so strongly, once, twice, 3, 4 times, the whole price action of, you know, breaking the ascending trend line, can't break above this area. For me, this is a very strong setup. So I'm going to stay in this one, and it's probably going to be I might be holding this for a few weeks. Depends how price action plays out. Also, quick note, I've stopped caring about fundamental analysis. I just don't trade, like, I trade better when I don't pay attention to the news. That's just how I trade. I'm not saying it's the right way to do it. Some people like to use it to their advantage because news brings volatility. Volatility brings strong movements in the market. I mean, that's what the volatility is, and that gives you an opportunity to catch pips. I don't like trading fundamentals because, yeah, when I focus on fundamentals, it takes my focus away from other aspects of the trading, and I feel like I just trade better when I ignore it. So over the past few weeks, I feel like I've been trading pretty well, and I'm not saying it's because I'm ignoring fundamentals, but it's obviously working well, so I'm not going to change it. Anyways, that's it for this week's forecast and review. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I really liked making this video, going through my new trades, my new pairs. I just feel like I feel good about this video, not gonna lie. Let me know in the comments below. I mean, if you like the video, you don't have to or whatever. Don't care if you do or not. This is just for my, personal reflection and stuff. And I do feel like my trading is getting to another level now. I do feel very tapped into the markets. I just feel very confident with my trades, but I'm not letting that get to my head. My analysis will stay the same. I will follow my plan, this and that. Also with FTMO, I feel like it will be soon that I take the next FTMO challenge, probably in Q4. So I guess not soon, but I'm feeling really keen for it. I don't want to rush it. I am still perfecting my not perfecting it, but I'm still working on my trading. There's still so much more to learn, and yeah, I don't know. I just want to keep trading for months and months and months and really see how my performance plays out over a long period of time, because hey, who knows? What if this is just a lucky streak? What if it is just, yeah, a lucky streak? So yeah, I mean, I've been performing really well. I feel like these videos that I've been making on YouTube have really been helping me dial down on my trading. It helps me understand my own psychology. It just helps in all aspects, honestly. So I'm really happy that I started this YouTube channel to document my trading journey, because looking back on it, I feel like I have come quite a long way, and I'm still so fresh in the game. I'm only, like a year and a couple months in. I'm really, really keen to see where this channel is in like 5 years, in like 3, 4, 5 years, like around that time frame. I feel like things will be very different then, and I'm very excited to see what the future brings. Anyways, I'm leaving it here. I don't even know if I've been in focus this whole time, but yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will catch you guys in the next one.